So welcome back guys. Now in this lecture video we will going to learn how to build pure L3 topology. Now when I say pure L3 topology, it means we are talking about a network topology which consists of only host machines and layer 3 routers. There are no L2 switches. Of course, in the subsequent lectures we will going to build up the topology which is a mix of L3 routers, host machines and layer 2 switches. So this is the sample topology which is a pure L3 topology that we will going to build. Now let me give a brief description of this topology. So in this topology we have a host machine H1 and host machine H2 which are present at the extreme opposite ends of this topology. In between these two hosts there are three layer 3 routers which are back to back connected with each other, right? So this is basically a linear topology. Now each device in this topology has been assigned a loopback address, right? So you can see that L3 routers R1, R2 and R3 have been assigned a loopback address as well as host machines also. And there are 4 subnets in this topology, the subnet S1, S2, S3 and S4, right? And we know that every subnet has a network ID, so this table lists the network ID of each subnet in this topology. So the goal is that we will going to install L3 routes so that every L3 device in this topology is reachable from every other L3 device, right? And our goal should be that H1 host machine should be able to ping H2 host machine and vice versa. So now that it's a case of pure L3 routing, we need L3 routes to be installed in the layer 3 routing table of each device in this topology, which would make the devices present in different subnet talk to each other. So now I will ask you one question. What are the layer 3 routes that you need to install in the host machine H1 so that the host machine H1 can ping any remote device that is present in this topology, right? So if I show you the routing table of the host machine H1, the routing table would look something like this. So you can see that the routing table of the host machine H1 would have 8 entries, right? And each entry is actually a route to reach a remote subnet. Now the question is that with respect to the host machine H1, how many remote subnets are there in this topology? So let us count. With respect to the host machine H1, S1 is a local subnet, right? So it is not a remote subnet. The subnet S2 is a remote subnet, right? And so as the subnet S3 and the subnet S4, right? Now the loopback address of the router R1 is also a remote subnet with respect to the host machine H1. And so the loopback address of the router R2, loopback address of the router R3 and loopback address of the host machine H2. So if you count all of these, it means that there are 7 remote subnets with respect to the host machine H1 in this topology. And therefore you need to tell the host machine H1 how to reach each of these 7 remote subnets of the topology. And finally we have a default route installed in the routing table of the host machine H1, right? So I have shown you the sample routing table of the host machine H1. We will install similar routes in the routing table of each device in this topology such that every device in the topology has a route to reach every other device in this topology. So in the next lecture video, let us build up this pure L3 routing topology and let's see the things in action.